So, I want to share with you all a situation someone in the WellShare community is going through, and I'm going to give my advice. But before I do want to note that this is a judgment free zone. I want to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to feel heard, and there is no criticism in this community. We help each other grow and blossom and become wealthy, and we root for each other, and we do not put each other down. Hi, well, sharer. My situation is I feel torn between living my best life and saving for my future. I love traveling, but I've incurred a lot of debt because of it. One trip turns into many, and I always say I will pay off the debt, and I don't. Before you know it, a $1,000 trip turns into thousands of dollars on my credit card. Not only am I putting on hotel, but I'm also adding food, excursions, and whatever you can think of on the card. How do I get out of this cycle and still live my best life? Okay, so first I want to commend you on being able to look at yourself and say, I need to do better, and being able to want to make a change and recognize that there is a cycle that you need to break. I want you to know that it's amazing that you're trying to seek clarity because sometimes we can be stuck in situations and we're not open for feedback. So, the answers. Have you consider sacrificing, right? So that's gonna be my advice. My advice is you let go of the instant gratification that you feel when you go on these trips because you think it's better to go on the trips now. The theory of, you can't take it with you. Some people embody that and they end up regretting it later. So I think if you learn to sacrifice now, you will not be in regret later because you can live your best life, but I would love for you to live your best life feeling super wealthy, okay, financially. And my next, this is going to be multiple answers just so you can kind of understand the different ways you can go about it, okay? So ask yourself if living for the now is causing you any stress. Are you feeling stressed out when you get paid because you have to repay so much back to your credit cards? Are you feeling frustrated with yourself? Do you feel frustrated and still go on a trip to, get away from the reality that you're dealing with? Is it your scapegoat? If you are saying yes to any of these questions, I do want you to cut your credit card, okay? Alleviate spending it. If you don't have it, you won't use it. Then I want you to pay off your credit cards. I want you to go on no more trips for the rest of the year and maybe for next year. And that's not to say that you can't go on trips later, but I really want you to learn what it is to delay gratification. Instant gratification get a lot of people in a financial bind and cause them to be in more debt. Before they know it, they are having very high repayments that they sometimes cannot afford. And in this economy, I do not want you in a situation where you are having so much debt to pay back that you don't have any room to save any money for your emergency fund. I like to call it your wealthy fund, not emergency, so you can grow and invest. And there's other ways that you can enjoy yourself without having to take a trip. Go to the park free, do a picnic. There's so many free activities you can do just to change the scenery so you don't feel like you're stifled and you can still get outside the house. And then I want you to see the credit card as a method to pay back within 30 days. A lot of people get caught up in the fact that they can pay it later and then the interest add up. So let's just say you get a blouse on sale, they put it on your credit card. After the 30 days, that blouse is no longer on sale. You're probably paying more for that blouse than you would have if you would have paid for it full price because of the interest rate and also depending on how long it's taking you to pay that debt back. Okay, so then if you cannot pay it off within 30 days, then do not go on a trip and do not put anything on your credit card because it all adds up. Okay, and avoid making false promises to yourself. You mentioned that you are always saying you're going to pay it off, but when it comes time to pay, you don't. And that is a commitment that you're making to yourself that you're not fulfilling. So I want you to become very disciplined in honoring your word to yourself. And then I want you to follow my snowball debt repayment video. and look at that video and follow the steps on how to lay out all of your credit card loans and whatever you owe someone else in a way that will help you to pay it off faster. Any questions anyone has, if you want to seek financial advice, you can email info@thewealthshare.com, and I'll be sure to answer your questions.